What's up, y'all? It is Cadence here, and welcome to the Vampire Diaries Season 3 recap/review. It is time. I finished Season 3 2 days ago, but, yeah. And you know me, I write everything down on my trusty notepad to know what to talk about. Easy as that. So, my favorite season by far. I loved it. It had twists and turns literally the whole season. It was just phenomenal. So you ready? Let's go. Season 3. Klaus shows up at some random house with his sidekick Stefan. And we find out that, they're looking for Ray Sutton. Who could that be? And there's two girls there, just trying to live their normal life, and Stefan just kills them. Yep. Stefan, and then we get our introduction to the Ripper. The Ripper. And then literally the next scene after this is Damon's naked, comes out of a bathtub. But this is what shows usually do. They have everything blocking his genitalia. So, we were saved. I mean, except I know some people would like that. And then Klaus and Stefan torture Ray at a bar. They find Ray, torture him with darts of vervain, and they're just playing with Ray at this point. So, and Ray, we find out that Ray is a werewolf, and Klaus is trying to find werewolves to create a hybrid family. Because that's what Klaus wants to do. He's a hybrid, he wants to create more hybrids. So, yeah, he wants Ray to tell them where the rest of the werewolves are. So, Jeremy's seeing dead people. That's another storyline happening. It's like if he thinks about them, he can see dead people. Stefan kills Andy because at the beginning of the season, Damon's trying to find Stefan. And Stefan doesn't want to be found. He has changed. His emotions are gone. And to show a message, Stefan kills Andy. Right there and there. Jeremy and Matt try to summon Vicky. That's a whole thing, and Matt tells him, I can't. And that's understandable, man. It's his sister. If he doesn't want to do it, then don't let him. Caroline hooks up with Tyler. Caroline's boyfriend, Tyler, new boyfriend. Literally after Matt, she dates the best friend, but that's fine. So Caroline and Tyler are dating. And then Caroline wakes up after hooking up with him, wanting to leave, and Tyler's mom is downstairs. Caroline walks down, and pretty much she's like, sorry for sleeping with your son. About to leave, she gets shot in the back. Caroline can't catch a break. Alright, now we're in the jungle, and Klaus found the werewolves, and he's trying to make more hybrids. It fails really badly, and they all start bleeding from their eyes when Klaus turns them, and they die. And we've learned that it's because in the ritual, Elena never actually died. So, it's Elena's blood that will turn hybrids now. And then Tyler finds out about Caroline. He wants to save her, find out where she is. And then his mom's like, but she's a monster. So Tyler says, I'm also a monster. And locks his mom in a little cage, and then in the outside of the cage, Tyler turns in front of his mom. That was a really big moment. I was like, oh my god. Stefan gets bit by Ray, and Klaus is pretty much playing with Stefan at this point. He's like, I'll give you my blood to heal you, because hybrid Klaus's blood cures werewolf bites, but only if you can catch Ray. So that's what Stefan does. Yeah. And then Klaus does give Stefan the blood. Oh yeah, there was this really heartwarming scene when Damon comes into Elena's bedroom and has her vervain necklace but holds it away because Damon said he had to say something. So he compels Elena and tells her the truth that I love you, but my brother deserves you, not me. And then he literally takes away her memories. That was I loved that scene. And then it turns out that Tyler's mom gave Caroline to Caroline's dad, and he's just torturing her in a freaking dungeon. See, Caroline can't catch a break. We find out that Klaus and Stefan used to be besties in the 20s, and even back then, Stefan and Rebecca were a thing. Rebecca, is Klaus's sister. Yep. Gloria the witch shows up, who is also from the 20s, but she's still alive because she's using her witch juju to make it so she doesn't die. Well, to slow down the aging process, but it will catch up to her sooner or later. We learn that Klaus just wants the whipper. He doesn't care about Stefan. Alaric tells Damon to stay away from Elena because, Stefan's gone. Just give Elena space. Stay away from her. And Alaric's Damon's best friend, so, that was a heartwarming scene. Bonnie does this witch juju, and it's to get rid of, Vicky, because Matt brought Vicky back, and Bonnie does this witch stuff, and Jeremy finds out he can touch Anna, and then he starts sleeping with his dead girlfriend. Yep. Oh yeah, Gloria performs a ritual on Stefan. She literally was cutting him and bleeding him really badly. It was because she's trying to get some information out of him. And Catherine saves the day. She comes in, rips out Gloria's heart, and she's just like, I saved you again. That reminds me, I haven't seen Catherine that much in that season. Damon tries to kill Bill, Caroline's dad, but Bonnie stops it, so, Rebecca kisses Stefan, thinking he still likes her. But Rebecca only kisses him to find out stuff that's in Stefan's head. And then we learn about Michael, the ultimate vampire hunter who the originals are scared of. And little do we know, Michael's son, Michael is their father, and he wants to kill them all. So, and then after Klaus learns that they're all trying to find out about Michael, Klaus arrives back at Mystic Falls with Stefan and everybody. And then there was this whole scene where Klaus is in the gym and he makes Stefan turn off his emotions. I loved that scene. It was like, turn it off! They turn off the emotions. Matt kills himself because he wants to see Vicky, just like Jeremy. Because when Jeremy died and got brought back to life, he could see ghosts. So that's what Matt wanted to do. But Bonnie saves him using CPR. Klaus sires Tyler because he wants to know how to make more hybrids, and he, so Tyler sired to Klaus. Catherine finds Michael. Vicky tries to kill Alaric and Elena. Oh yeah, because Vicky comes back, Matt brings her back. Vicky tries to kill Alaric and Elena. It's this whole scene. It was intense. She literally was about to burn the car down. And then Bonnie does a spell to get rid of Vicky. But when she does that, lots of ghosts come back. Lots. Lexi comes back. Mason comes back. But they're all as ghosts. So that was intense. Jeremy's just making out with Anna. Elena catches him what are you doing? And then that brings Bonnie and Jeremy to break up. And I love them together, so. And then there's this whole moment with Mason and Damon. Mason's actually on Damon's side this time, even though Damon murdered him. That was a really intense scene. And then pretty much Mason led Damon to a cave with markings, which shows pretty much the original heritage, but vampires can't go in. So Damon calls Alaric, and Alaric goes to... And him being a history teacher, he's probably like, wow, I love these markings. And then we get a flashback of the originals. We learn that they lived amongst werewolves. The Sun and the Moon curse started. The dad turns them all into vampires. Well, technically the witch. Their mom, Esther, is the original witch. She pretty much turned her whole family into vampires. That was a scene. And we learn that Klaus indeed killed his mom. Oh yeah. And because Stefan is still compelled with no emotions, Lexi, when she comes back, she helps Elena try and torture Stefan to feel again. That was a really intense scene. But, when Lexi leaves, Damon releases Stefan, takes him to a bar. They have a whole brother moment. And then we pretty much learn about weapons that can kill an original. So the only weapon is if you have a dagger that was dipped in white oak ash, which is a tree that was a long time ago, but the originals burned it, so there's little left. But that, if you take it out, they come back to life. But if you use a dagger, they burn and die instantly. So it's this whole thing. Oh yeah, there's this whole scene. Michael comes back. He tries to kill Klaus. Damon had this whole plan. It was a good plan. But it was a whole plan to kill Klaus, but Stefan saves the day for Klaus, and Klaus kills Michael. And then that ends Michael's storyline. And then Klaus, because of how angry he is that everyone was going after him, Jeremy was compelled to kill himself, walks outside, and Alaric saves the day though. Alaric pushes him out of the way, and Alaric dies instead. But Alaric was wearing the ring. And then Damon compels Jeremy to go to Denver because Elena didn't want Jeremy to be in the middle of all this in case it happens again. So Jeremy is now gone to Denver. Rick meets Dr. Phil, this doctor that uses vampire blood to save lives. She cheats. And then murders start happening in Mystic Falls. And we all think it's Dr. Phil. But it's actually Rick. Because of how many times he has died with that ring on and kept bringing them back to life, it has made a dark side of Rick. So he has another person inside of him pretty much. We learn about the coffins, that Klaus has all these coffins of his dead family members. There is Cole. There is Finn. There is Elijah. There is Klaus. There is Rebecca. Am I missing anyone? I don't think so. Okay. Tyler bites Caroline because Tyler is sired to Klaus, and Klaus told Tyler to, but he never did. He was like, Klaus can't control me, and boom, it happens involuntarily. So Klaus can control him, and then Klaus all of a sudden feels bad because he falls in love with Caroline. Literally, Klaus has a crush on Caroline. And Klaus saves her life. And then we have Caroline's birthday. Except Caroline's like, I don't want a birthday if I'm not going to be old enough because I'm a vampire. It's not like I aged up. So then Elena's like, let's have a funeral instead. So they have a whole funeral party. That was really interesting. We finally meet Bonnie's mom and Jamie. Jamie ends up becoming Bonnie's new boyfriend. Bonnie's mom ends up becoming a vampire. It's this whole thing. Bill dies because he got turned into a vampire by Dr. Fell to save his life. And he doesn't want to be a vampire, so he dies. We get a dinner party with Klaus, Elijah, Damon, and Stefan, saying how, because Stefan stole the coffin, so they're trying to make a deal. But turns out, every original is back. Elijah undaggered every single one, and they all are back. Damon sleeps with Rebecca. That's a whole scene. Damon literally sleeps with Rebecca. There was this whole ritual because Esther came back and they were gonna kill every single original. She used Elena's blood to link them all, so if one dies, they all die. But Damon wanted to save Elena, so Damon turned Bonnie's mom into a vampire, which made the ritual break. We learned about Sage, our old vampire who's in love with Finn, and also knew Damon and Stefan back in the day. Matt kills Finn. Matt got a first kill. Good job, Matt. But then we learned that if an original dies, their whole bloodline dies. So everyone they have turned ends up dying. So that's why they get nervous about killing Klaus, because Klaus is the one that turned Damon and Stefan's bloodline. Rebecca tortures Damon because they're trying to get stakes, and they want all the stakes so they can't die. And then Stefan gives over the stakes, pretty much. But there is one that isn't there. And the last dagger is with Dark Rick, so that's a thing. We learned that in Denver, Cole, one of the originals, who is like the most evil original, is with Jeremy. So it's like Jeremy's not safe after all. And then Damon and Elena go get Jeremy, and they're in a hotel, and Damon and Elena end up making out. Yep. Esther takes control of Rebecca's body, because Esther died again, but now she's just taking control of Rebecca's body, so there's so many things. Alaric dies, the good Alaric, and he comes back as, like, the big bad. Damon watches Rick die. That was an emotional scene, you know, best friends. And then we learn that if Elena dies, Rick dies, because Rick came back as, like, an ultimate vampire slayer like Michael. And we learned if Elena dies, he dies, since Elena's blood was used to create him. And then when Klaus learns that, he kidnaps Elena, and he's draining her of all her blood, so then he can have blood to make hybrids, and she dies, and then Alaric will die in the process. But Tyler, who is not sired anymore because he turned like 1,000 times in the mountains, saves Elena. And then Damon and Stefan come, and they had this whole plan to stop Alaric's heart and keep him in like a coffin for years. Instead, they did it to Klaus. So now Klaus's heart has stopped. That happened. But Bonnie does this magic voodoo stuff, and Klaus is inside of Tyler's body. Elena chooses Stefan in the end. Matt takes Elena, they were going to get her out of town, and then they learn that Klaus is dead. Alaric killed Klaus, but little do they know Klaus is in Tyler's body. So Matt says to Elena, I can either take you back to Stefan, or I can keep driving for Damon, for whoever you want to say goodbye to. And Elena chose Stefan. But then we learn, because in the last episode, sorry, someone called. But we learned that Damon met Elena first. It wasn't Stefan, but Damon, like, compelled her to forget and everything like that. And then the show ends with Rebecca killing Elena, pretty much. She drove Matt's car off the bridge where her parents died. And Elena died. Because Elena tells Stefan to save Matt first. And it turns out that Dr. Fell gave her vampire blood. So now we have Vampire Elena for season 4. I am excited for that. I am genuinely excited. 18 minutes, not bad. Now we're on to the memorial. I'm going to say rest in peace to everyone that has died. Andy. The girls that were murdered by the Whipper. Because come on, they didn't deserve this. Ray Sutton and the hybrids, even though I don't really care for them. Gloria. Michael. Bill, Caroline's dad. That was a sad one. Deserves that. Finn. I mean, Matt got that kill, yo. Sage. Tony. Tony was some random guy with Sage when they died, so. Esther, I think. I hope she doesn't just come back and take over another body, but you know what I'm talking about. Scary Mary. Elena, technically dead. Human Elena's dead. And the worst death of them all, Alaric. Literally last episode also, Alaric died and had a scene with Jeremy, so rest in peace, buddy. Okay, now we're on to the awards show. So, my favorite episode. My favorite episode is either episode 5, The Reckoning, and Homecoming. Those are my 2 favorite episodes. They were just so well done, and I loved everything about it. My favorite scene, though, is when Klaus compels Stefan to turn off the emotions, because that was really good. Or Alaric's death, because that was a very good emotional scene. Favorite kiss this season is Damon and Elena at the hotel while it's like raining, because I love kisses when it's like that. It was so well done. My favorite kill would be Michael's death, because it just happened so good, and yeah, that'd be my favorite kill. Favorite character. Alright. Favorite characters after this season are Caroline, Damon, and Rebecca. Top 3 right there. And then the ultimate question. Am I Team Stefan or Team Damon? I am Team Damon. Definitely Team Damon. Definitely. So that is it for my recap / review. Sorry it was all over the place. I kind of tried to go fast, but you know. But that'll be it for today, y'all. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Comment down below what you want to see on this channel. I'm open to suggestions. Hit that bell to get notified for all of my future videos. And I'll see y'all as usual tomorrow. Well, today and tomorrow, because I have to vlog and I still have to stream. But you know the deal. See y'all next time. Peace. Game over. Out.